Good morning, everyone. Treasure Troller here from the mask-wearing militant state of Michigan, where we are under the dictatorship of Governor Whitmer. And if you don't believe me, just ask Kelly Stafford. So today we're going to talk a little bit about confirmation bias and COVID. The things we think are true we knew all along because of something we've seen or heard. And while we're talking, I'll give you a little shot of the Myers. Plural possessive nouns are okay in Michigan. The Meijer corporate headquarters, located just west of downtown Grand Rapids, with its few buildings here. The Hendrick Meijer. Hendrick was, I think, the original Meijer that started the Meijer stores. I believe the first one was in Greenville, Michigan. And then we have the Fred Meyer building coming up here, who was the son, who I guess was the grocery magnate who was responsible for all the stores across Michigan and, I don't know, Indiana, Illinois, Ohio. I don't know where they're at these days, if they stopped expanding or whatever. But anyways, confirmation bias and COVID. Okay, so all of a sudden, Joe Biden, I guess we have to say, got elected. And all of a sudden, COVID started getting better. Numbers are a little bit better. Things are started to open up. Well, the first two questions is, who didn't think COVID, or the pandemic, as it were, wasn't going to get better? Is there anybody out there that didn't think things were going to get better? The second thing is, who didn't think things were going to get better underneath Joe Biden? Now, maybe some of it is political. Maybe it just happens to be things are turning around like we all thought they would. Now, a lot of people would, I guess on the other side of the aisle, would like to blame Donald Trump for his handling of COVID, that he didn't handle it very well. And actually, you have to agree with him. I mean, he didn't handle it very well. Now, this isn't going to go the way you think it's going to go. So don't already start typing in the comments. You see, we've never seen the world, I mean, in modern times, especially the United States, has never seen something like this. I mean, polio was probably the closest thing. But a pandemic, a virus like this, no one's ever seen anything like this before. So how is it going to go well? How is it not going to mess up? I mean, did FEMA have it right? I mean, I don't think FEMA had it right either. I think they failed miserably. They were able to put a couple of, in Michigan anyways, a couple of hospital beds in Michigan, 2,200 beds to be exact, which were fully operating and ready to go, and they were open for 30 days, and they saw 36 patients, 2,200 beds, 36 patients. How about the governors in some of the states like Michigan and New York? Did they fail? Well, absolutely they failed. They've never seen anything like this before. They didn't have enough ventilators, enough personal protection equipment on hand to help these hospitals. Did the hospitals fail? I mean, if anybody would know that they may need extra stuff, should it be the hospitals? Well, they failed too. How about our grocery stores running out of toilet paper? Are you kidding me? Toilet paper? I mean, no one's ever really sat down and said, hey, what happens if we have like this really massive pandemic? So what are we going to need in our stores? Well, we'll probably have to have frozen foods, you know, all the junk stuff that people eat, like pizzas. They go, yeah, okay. Well, what about toilet paper? Well, no, I think we'll be good on that. How about, I don't know, even today, if you can buy a bottle of zinc or vitamin D. I mean, who thought they would be the hottest commodity out there? So the whole system failed. But unfortunately, when you're the captain of the ship, you got to go down with it. But and you sort of have to take the blame for it. So, and in some respect, it's sort of the American way. Your success and failure is maybe sometimes overly gifted and certainly overly dumped on when things don't go well. So, you know, he did get the I mean, even the antivirus is the thing. People won't take it. People are afraid of the failure of the virus itself, of the antivirus. Well, people got sick from it. Some people got the shot and died. Well, you know, that happens with flu shots. I mean, it is a possible side effect from it. It's just, you know, that's the way some things work. Medicine isn't perfect. Science isn't perfect. The science is not perfect. Which leads us a little bit to Mr. Fauci, who I think is very, very soon going to realize that being able to stand in the shadow of former President Trump was a much cushier place to be than out there with your fanny in the open for all to see. Because see, now he's got his freedom to say whatever he wants to say. So see, now the whole thing rests on Dr. Fauci's shoulders. He doesn't have Trump, you know, sort of running these I guess, for lack of a better phrase, side hustles with hydroxychloroquine and the ultraviolet light that was being tested, or what's in clinicals. He doesn't have the people that were like Donald Trump talking about maybe things are tightened down, we got to open things up. He doesn't have all the crossfire. Now he's out there in the open. It's going to be all Dr. Fauci now. So we'll see how Dr. Fauci likes being the single authority on the COVID pandemic, where he doesn't have people questioning his thoughts and ideas and his science. You know, I think it's gonna, for him and Biden, it's going to go the same way it's gone for Gretchen Whitmer. I think in the beginning, and I've seen it in these Facebook postings, in the beginning, oh, thank you for saving lives. Oh, thank you. We stand with you. All that kind of nonsense lasted about 6-8 months, and then all of a sudden everyone is you know, let people go back to work, and this is nonsense, and what science. So I think Dr. Fauci is in for a very rude awakening, and very quickly, if things don't start getting back to normal very soon. So with that, Donald Trump, he did handle it, the COVID pandemic, in not a good way. But then again, it was the first time we've had to deal with anything like this. And that's sort of like with, with Amazon. All of a sudden, Amazon and Walmart. See, everybody knew as soon as Biden got in there, well, Amazon's ready to do something. Well, they could have been talking with the Trump administration before, and the Trump administration could have said, well, let's just get this thing out, and when we get more more vaccines, and we know that it's, you can deliver them in a safe way. We don't know how it's going to have to be delivered, like the cold storage or whatever. If you can do it that way, great. But right now, we're going to get it out to our first responders and frontline workers and whatnot. And we can use whatever we have, FEMA or whatever, to do that. But when we go on to the start inoculating the masses, great. It's great that you're here to help. So they could have been there all along. So let's not jump to too many conclusions. I mean, Walmart, for goodness sakes, you can walk in there any day of the week and get a flu shot. So they can handle things too. But anyways, Trump didn't handle it well, but that's to be expected. Fauci's out there leading the pack. He's the lead dog, so the scenery changes for Mr. Fauci, and we'll see if he likes what he sees out there. And just take a step back a little bit. We've all got these confirmation biases. Just sort of step back a little bit and make sure you're seeing things for what they really are. I have a feeling a lot of this was in the works from the beginning. They just needed to work out the details of something that they've never had to work out before. So give everyone a break but Fauci. This is what Dr. Fauci wants. So feel free to be hyperbolic on Dr. Fauci. That I will. I will give you permission to use hyperbolic on Dr. Fauci. Full stop is precedent. Hyperbolic, fine. So this is Treasure Troller saying aloha and good day.